Well, you rarely get an election without an upset. And my next guest is hoping that upset is him. He's certainly taking on a David and Goliath-like battle in his bid to unseat Victorian Premier Daniel Andrews from his Melbourne electorate of Mulgrave. If you think you know Ian Cook's name, that's because he was the man at the centre of the Slugate scandal, where his business was destroyed after being shut down by Health Chief Brett Sutton. The closure of iCook Foods is now before the Victorian courts. But never one to shy away from a fight, Ian Cook is now not just battling for himself, he says for all Victorians. And as he proudly says on his website, having seen political corruption firsthand for the last 3 years, I felt the best way to fight this was to run as an independent against the Premier in the seat of Mulgrave. I'm delighted to say Ian Cook joins me now from Melbourne. I don't think I'm over-egging it by saying this is a real David and Goliath battle, Ian. Daniel Andrews is a ruthless operator. Why take on this fight?
I've told my kids before, when they go off on tangents, say, well, you really got to put your hand up and, go and do something about it if you want change. So I'm doing that. And we want to make sure that what happened to us never happens to any other small business in Victoria. And the laws that are in place that destroyed us are still there. So there needs to be serious change. I want to be part of that. I want to represent the people of Mulgrave properly and be there for them and listen to them, so that if someone's in trouble, we can be there and we can help. On Daniel Andrews and what he does, you're right, he is what he is. And all I can say is that he will outspend us, probably 10 to 1, given the changes in the electoral law. But what sort of heartens me is that all the small donations, and if they keep coming in at the rate they've been coming in, we should be able to put up a good fight. And that's what I'm in it for. And yep, David did beat Goliath. So
he did. Yes, we know our biblical stories. You launched your campaign on the weekend.
Yep.
Give us a sense about the reaction you're getting on the ground from just ordinary people, the businesses and others you're going into on the high street. What are they saying to you?
It's amazing. They are so supportive. I mean, and the recognition of myself, the story, what happened.
So they know the Slugate story?
I can't tell you how many. There's got to be, we've probably spoken to 300 plus people.
Wow.
And I've got to tell you, at least 80% know it. And what is also amazing is occasionally you'll be talking to someone and they say, I don't know, like the lady I was speaking to this morning, she said, so what do you stand for? And I told her what I stood for. And she said, but why? Why are you running on this on this corruption and, the other parts of your ticket? And I said, well, it's quite simple. They shut my business down using a slug, which everybody knows about. And the minute I said that, she looks at the pamphlet again and goes, oh, you're that Ian Cook. And you think, I can't tell you how many times that's happened. And then on our launch on the weekend, we had heaps of locals come down for bumper bar stickers, T-shirts to go on their walks in. This morning, I had to come from my place. I took a cut through the back way through down Wanda Street. I got stuck in some traffic, and there's an elderly gentleman coming up wearing one of our T-shirts and caps.
Wow!
And you just think,
so it's really a real grassroots response.
Absolutely, yeah. And they, they don't like what's happening. And as we've said, we're not talking about ideologies. It's the line I used in the first place, and that is not about right and left, right? This is about right and wrong.
What sort of independent would you be if you get elected?
A true independent. I have no baggage. I'm not a member of either party, have not been a member of either party. I'm also not in this for some sort of career. I'm in this to make sure that the people of Mulgrave are represented, that what happened to us can't happen again, as I've said before. So I will truly be independent. No one will be able to say, Ian, you've got to vote for this, otherwise, we're going to do this to you and you'll get chucked out at the next election. It doesn't matter.
People are fascinated about your story, not just obviously in Victoria, but right around the country. It gets referenced from my viewers into the program. I'd like to be able to catch up with you once this campaign gets underway. Are you up for that?
Absolutely. More than happy to talk about it.
We'll check in with you and see how you're going, David against Goliath.
Love to.
Ian Cook, thank you.
Thank you very much.